Hi, my name is Andrea, and I work as a model in Michigan, and I've just gotten started with it recently, and I'm not like some crazy like fashion model who gets paid all like super awesome or anything. But I have been getting a lot of people, as I kind of started doing this, who are like, how did you get into that? And like, that's so cool, I want to do it too. And so I wanted to answer that because, you know, there is a way that you can get into modeling without having, you don't have to be like 6 foot tall and super ultra thin or whatever. Modeling, especially like amateur modeling, is really just about being confident in yourself and, being expressive and expressing yourself, and that's what I really like about it. But, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about, how to get started, like just where you are, and how, like, what to look for, and how to, like, some standards that you should have, and like how to say no to people, and how to tell if photographers are like super weird and creepy and you should just be like, don't talk to me, because I've learned a lot in the past like month that I've been doing this, and I thought I should probably share it with people so girls like me who are like, oh, I think I'll try and be a model, and like would know what to do. So I started modeling because I kind of fell into it actually, and I kind of actually just started like looking into it more because I'm poor and I need a job and I'm lazy and I don't like getting an actual yeah. So I was just like, oh, I'm at college and it's super boring here, and so I just spent all this time like on the internet, whatever. So I decided to look on Craigslist, like, oh, they need models or whatever. And I know that sounds really sketchy and like everybody's like, oh, Craigslist, like whatever. But there are photographers on Craigslist who are legit. You won't get paid for it most of the time. And but that's how I started. A really important thing to know is that, like, when you first start out, you're going to be doing TF shoots or TFP. That means time for print. That means that you get to, like, you model and you get the pictures and they get the pictures, and that, like, that's it. You don't get paid, but that's a really good way to build your portfolio. And your portfolio is something that you put on websites, so that people can, photographers look at it and they're like, oh, that girl's really good, or that guy, has something that I want to capture, I'm gonna hire them or want to work with them or whatever. I forgot what I was gonna say, but yeah. So you want to work with your portfolio, and you want to be able to shoot with people and have them give you images for free and stuff. Oh, I was gonna say, if you're under 18 and you want to model, and no, you haven't been like discovered and whisked off away to like New York or something because you're 6'1" and 14, you shouldn't really start like by going on Craigslist and posting on sites like Model Mayhem and stuff. And that's just my advice. Like, obviously maybe I just am really conventional and like don't want 14-year-olds seeing pictures of like weird naked models all over, but I just think that if you're under 18, and most photographers won't shoot under 18, like photographers who are local, they'll be like, if you're not under 18, then I won't shoot you because, there's lawsuits and stuff that can go on. But, so if you're under 18, I would just, work on your body image and, like, the confidence that you have in yourself, and, in any way that you can feel more confident, like, work on working out more, or just like playing up features that you like about yourself, and, getting local people that to take your picture, and then, so, like, working up to it as you get older. And if you are really, really serious about it, like, by all means, talk to your parents about it and have them help you with, contacting photographers and stuff, because it's scary out there, believe me. So that leads me to my next, how to tell if photographers are complete weirdos and creeps. When I first started out, I didn't want to tell anyone no. Like, if somebody wanted to shoot with me, I was like, oh, someone wants to shoot with me, awesome. But you can tell people no. There are so many people out there who work with models all the time, who work with beginning models, who embrace every body type, every, size, shape, and personality, and so you have every right to tell someone no. Also, if you are uncomfortable in any way doing anything, don't do it. You have every right to tell people no. That's something that I struggled with too when I first started out. I didn't want to tell people, oh, like, I felt bad, like I thought they didn't want to shoot me or I would be a bad model. And so but you have every right to tell someone no. You're both working together, and there are so many people out there, like I said. Also, if you're just getting started, even if you're over 18, I recommend bringing an escort with you to photographers, and people might, like, to photo shoots, people might say, you know, oh, well, they'll turn me down. But if someone says you're not allowed to bring someone with you to a photo shoot, and you've never met them before, then you shouldn't go. I mean, some photographers have, like, I just talked to a guy today who said that his good friend said that he doesn't allow escorts because, like, they steal stuff, and, like, he had bad experiences and stuff. And so there's always, like, there are some people who have good reasons. But, you know, if they say I don't allow escorts, like, I always bring my boyfriend with me because it's his rule. He's like, you can't go anywhere unless I come, or, you know, you're going to get murdered. But so I always say, you know, can I bring my boyfriend along? Do you mind? I feel more comfortable with him. It's just for my safety. And you know, most of the time they're like, yeah. And if they straight up say no, it makes me uncomfortable, then I'm like, okay, well, I'm sorry, I'm not comfortable shooting with you. But if they say, you know, no, I've had bad experiences, I'll say, you know, you should check out other photographers that I've worked with, ask them about it, and use them as a reference to say, it's really okay, like, I really do need to have a escort with me. I think that's really important when you're first starting out, too. There are different types of photographers, and when you first start out, you're going to be contacted a lot, like, oh, I will pay you $50,000 if you do nude modeling for me. Those are scams. There are so many photographers out there who's like, or people who are like, I'll do porn, like, you know, you're beautiful, I'll give you $1 million. Don't do that. Don't think you're special. Like, when I first signed up to Model Mayhem, which is a good site to start out on. Everyone can join it, so it's not very elite or anything, but you can create an account. But when I first signed up for it, this guy contacted me. He's like, I'm going to fly you out to California to be in, you know, Maxim or something. And I was like thrilled, and I thought it was awesome, and I thought it was so cool. But, you know, he was like, but you have to be able to do nude pictures. And I set my standards. I was like, you know, I'm not really comfortable with that. I've been doing this for like 2 weeks, so no. And he's like, oh, sorry. And since I've talked to people like that, and it's basically a scam. So, I mean, I'm sure you're beautiful and a good model, but because someone says they want to pay you $10,000 and fly you out to California if you'll do porn or nude modeling, that happens a lot, and it's not the best. So there's those type of photographers. There's also photographers. There's something I learned is that there's glamour photographers, and then there's like fashion photographers. And glamour photographers are the people who do like sort of like more Playboy style stuff. Like, if you look at their stuff, it's more like lingerie and swimsuits, and like all the posing for that is like, it's not crazy. Like, you know, when you open Vogue and you see the models like jumping off the walls and do crazy stuff, like, you know, like all my walls, like all this stuff, that's Vogue. But the glamour stuff is really just kind of like, you know, it's just like, look at me, I'm pretty, like, I'm wearing underwear kind of stuff. And there's nothing wrong with that. I've shot with a glamour photographer before, but I went in expecting to do all this crazy posing, and I ended up with these really awkward pictures of me, you know, in underwear, like, ready to do some Vogue pose. But I really, you know, so you have to learn about that. And I'll post some more videos about posing and different types that you need to use for different photographers. But there's glamour photographers, and then there's fashion photographers, and the fashion ones, or, you know, and they aren't necessarily called fashion photographers, but all I do is fashion, and they have the more crazy poses. And if you're just starting out, don't be afraid to have fun and do crazy things, because you'll stand out to photographers if you have really interesting poses. Like, if, you know, the first photo shoot I ever went to, I was like, please tell me if I am doing something really ridiculous, because I'm just going to go and, you know, do whatever, and you know, and it worked out really well. So you want to, and again, like I said, I'll post some more stuff about posing, but so just be yourself and be really energetic and personable, and just like, and try and maintain like a relationship with the photographers. The second photographer I shot with, I go to all the time, and we have so much fun just doing really random stuff. And it's just about making a good impression, about being really comfortable with yourself. And again, it's totally okay to say that you're uncomfortable with something and that you're not ready to do it. And that, you know, you just do need to set those standards, because like I said, people will start contacting you, like, once you sign up for the different websites that, you know, and you'll feel like you're awesome, but it's for porn or some ridiculous thing. And I mean, if that's your thing, by all means, go for it, but that's, you know, if you're trying to get into fashion modeling, yeah, don't do that. So, oh, I was going to tell you about the websites. So I signed up to like every single website ever when I was trying to get started. I was like, oh, a model website, like I'll sign up there. Here's a little tip about stuff. If you're a good model, you shouldn't have to pay, like an agency or a talent thing $500 and $40 a month to be in their system. Like, it is an absolute lie that you have to pay $500 to get a photographer to just shoot you, because like I said, there are so many photographers out there who are just like, I need practice, like, let's go. Like, I still have photographers who are like, I've never shot with a model before, can you just come out here sometime? And, and of course I have to be like, well, my schedule is really busy, but, so, like, I went to, One Source Talent for this thing, and I waited for like an hour, and there was a ton of people there, and it was ridiculous. It was just not worth your time, so I don't recommend going to like talent agencies and stuff, and I'm sure it has worked for people, but I would at least try first going places on your own, and then if you can't get anywhere, if you're really stuck and you have the money, then by all means do give it a shot. Also, like really weird, sketchy agencies, there's tons of them, and you can tell by looking at their website if their website is just like not professional and really sketchy. Like, I live in Michigan, like I said, so my stuff, I was gonna be, like a week after I started, I put my stuff on Metro Detroit Models website, and they wanted to sign me in, and signing with an agency is where you say that they're going to book all your shoots, and then they get 25% of everything you make, or something similar. And I said okay at first, but then I kind of said no, but, and it was super sketchy, and I did some research. So always make sure that you do, like, research into agencies that say they want to hire you. There's generally, there's like the four main ones, like Elite Model Management or whatever, and all those super fancy ones that you can look up that I don't know off the top of my head. But they're the ones that you see all over and that you can look at in different, like, magazines, and see there. So, again, be careful and make sure, like, if something is sketchy at all, don't do it. You don't want to sign something and end up in a place where you don't want to be. So yeah, it's really just about throwing yourself out there, and it does take a lot of work. Like, you can't just be like, oh, I'm going to be a model and be discovered because I'm skinny and, whatever. It's not about that even at all, and it's not even about being thin. It's about having personality, and it's about posing and expressing yourself and being fun and that kind of thing. So, I don't know if I fully mentioned the websites. Well, model management, like I said, there's model management, and there's One Model Place, that's the other one. One Model Place. One Model Place is sucky for people who don't want to pay, like me, but apparently it's the website that you get all the jobs for. Like, all the serious people are on that website, I guess, but I don't like it. It's really complicated, and I just hate going on there, and it's really weird, but apparently that's the one that you're supposed to be on, and you can get a membership without paying, but it sucks, and you can't, like, read messages from other people and whatever. So I would advise Model Mayhem. Again, if you're under 18, like, there's a lot of weird stuff on there, and a lot of people who are just really strange, so you kind of have to be discerning about that. I am on a website, I think, called Best Model Place or something. Not really worth it. Model Mayhem and One Model Place are pretty much the best. So if you're just getting started, that's ways to do it. Do feel free to look up ads on Craigslist. It sounds silly, but I answered 20 ads, every couple days, and I got a couple good shoots out of it, and I got a couple good stuff for my portfolio, and it really took off. So don't be afraid, and don't be afraid to tell people no. Don't be afraid to do things without getting paid, and do some research, and it's really important. So, like I said, I'll post some more stuff about tips and, like, to do your own makeup, what type of clothes you need to bring to shoots, and posing for people who are just starting out. But I hope that answered some questions, because I've been getting so many, and I feel bad because I can't answer in that really elaborate way on Facebook. So, yeah, but thanks for watching, and I'll post more videos on here soon. So, bye.